Good morning, everyone. Oh, I'm at my daughter's, and here's Ham. Ham, say hello. Say good morning. There is Elliot. There's Dilly, our old timer. Still doing okay. And there's two more cats here. I don't see them. Saw them a little earlier. They were following me around the house. Nothing better to do than when your back's a little bit, wake up, than to do a little housework. Which, there you have Elliot. I'm going to make some Christmas cookies with my granddaughter. She's still snoozing, which is fine, right, guys? I slept down here on the couch, though I'm going to go up into their guest room tonight. I must be a magnet for all the animals here. Too. It's wonderful to be loved. My granddaughter and I ended up watching. She's really into watching the Hoarders series. So we watched a little of that, and then she fell asleep, and I kind of fell asleep. All the animals were. They have another. This is the den, and then they have another living room, and so that everybody congregated around us. Then I got up in the middle of the night and came to this couch, and it was funny. I laid there, going back to sleep, and I hear Ham's paws click, 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 click coming, and he sat right here next to me and goes, he has his own language going too. I didn't do a thing. I thought, he wants to get up on the couch. No room. Then he left again. It didn't take long. I heard Dilly come, and you can tell which one it is. I thought, I just moved about 5 minutes ago from that couch to this couch, and everybody was following me. Suddenly I had Elliot on my chest. So funny. Anyway, wonderful, isn't it? Yes. Okay, let's get going here. So I'm here. Had a wonderful surprise yesterday, too. And that's amazing what you can do now with these devices, right? My daughter said, okay, Mom, we have a late birthday present for you, okay? We pitched all in together. And so everybody was on the screen, and I was opening, and it's the vacuum cleaner I wanted. Love it. Oh, love it. If you have mom and dad, if you're young enough, if you're watching my videos, and they're still doing their own housework, just make sure that they have one of those cordless, you just hook on the wall to charge little vacuum cleaners, because they're so easy to use and light, and it's just wonderful. So my birthday just keeps going and going and going. I don't think it's gonna end for a while. Till my next birthday. Keeps right on going. All right. As they say, must have done something right somewhere. Yeah, which brought me to something I was thinking about too. Don't ever let people take away from you what you know you've done good and right. Yes? Yeah? Okay. Regardless what others have to say. Okay. Ham, I don't need that background music. Can you sing a Christmas song? We're in the second book of Kings, guys. Wonderful. 1. After Ahab's death, Moab rebelled against Israel. Ahaziah had fallen from the balcony of his upper room in Samaria and was lying ill. How the heck do you fall from the upper balcony? Doesn't tell us why he fell, huh? Oh, okay. So he sent messengers, saying to them, Go and consult Baal-zebub, god of Ekron, and ask whether I shall recover from my illness. Oh. But the angel of Yahweh said to Elijah the Tishbite, Up, go and intercept the king of Samaria's messengers. Say to them, Is there no God in Israel for you to go and consult Baal-zebub, god of Ekron? Yahweh says this, You will never leave the bed you have got into. You are certainly going to die. And Elijah set out. The messengers returned to the king, who said, Why have you come back? A man came to meet us, they answered. He said, Go back to the king who sent you and tell him, Yahweh says this, Is there no God in Israel for you to go and consult Baal-zebub, god of Ekron? For this you will never leave the bed you have got into. You are certainly going to die. He said, This man who met you and said all this, what was he like? A man wearing a hair cloak, they answered, and a leather loincloth. What? It was Elijah the Tishbite, he said. He then sent a captain of 50 soldiers to go kill him. Ugh. With his 50 men to Elijah, whom they found sitting on top of a hill. The captain went up to him and said, Man of God, the king says, Come down. Oh. Elijah answered the captain, If I am a man of God, may fire fall from heaven and destroy both you and your 50 men. And fire fell from heaven and destroyed him and his 50 men. The king sent a second captain of 50 to him, again with 50 men. And he too went up and said, Man of God, this is the king's order. Come down at once. Elijah answered them, If I am a man of God, may fire fall from heaven and destroy both you and your 50 men. And lightning fell from heaven and destroyed him and his 50 men. The king then sent a third captain of 50 to him with another 50 men. The third captain of 50 came up to Elijah, fell on his knees before him, and pleaded with him. Man of God, he said, May my life and the lives of these 50 servants of yours count for something in your eyes. Fire has fallen from heaven and destroyed 2 captains of 50s and their companies. But this time may my life count for something in your eyes. The angel of Yahweh said to Elijah, Go down with him. Do not be afraid of him. He rose and accompanied him down to the king, and said to him, Yahweh says this, Since you sent messengers to consult Baal-zebub, god of Ekron, you will never leave the bed you have got into. You are certainly going to die. And in accordance with the word of Yahweh, which Elijah had uttered, he died. Since he had no son, his brother Jehoram succeeded him in the 2nd year of Jehoram, son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah. The rest of the history of Ahaziah and his career, is this not recorded in the book of the Annals? Annals of the kings of Israel? I don't know, I guess. Huh. What's there to learn from this part? I would say that Elijah didn't like on how he was addressed by the 2 captains before. Sadly, that had really bad repercussions for all the other men that were with them. That's really sad. And the third one, I guess, said, well, if I do it the same way, I'm going to end up the same way. So he decided to what? Be a little more respectful in asking, or rather, well, my life's in your hands now, regardless, so what are you going to do? But do our lives mean anything at all? Which is interesting, right? Yes? That captain kind of made Elijah aware of, hey, we're just the messengers. Why are you killing the messengers? Yes? Okay. Well, anyway, it's hard to know why these stories are in there. Just to let us know what the succession is of all them kings that did not do a whole lot. Let's say they caused more damage than they did good for the people of Israel, didn't they? I don't know. Did all these people die? I could see that the first two captains went back with the guys and said, well, we can't get him to come down. And did have maybe some respect for Elijah's position as a man of God. Well, you never know, right? Yes. And when they went back and were not successful, who most likely killed them? Yeah, I'm just saying. As said, people like to lay all that bloodshed at God's feet. And I'm going, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's true, and I don't think that's right. But then I wasn't there. But I know my God. I know my Heavenly Father. I know my Heavenly Parent. I do. So, anyway, so there is that. So I'm going to make some cookies today. With my granddaughter. And kind of snooping through the pantry and the refrigerator, I found everything that I need. So that's great. So we can get going as soon as she gets up. Yeah, I'm going to let her sleep in. It's vacation time. Yes, yes. And we were up kind of late last night. Oh, I so enjoy being with my grandchildren. Yes. Well, that's kind of all I have to say today. I got things to do. I got to move my stuff upstairs. Yeah. I'm going to be here for about a week. Absolutely going to love it and enjoy it. And it's Christmas time. Wonderful. God's love and blessings always. May it protect you. And I will talk to you all another time.